welcome back to Mari Monday, where I answer questions that you send me for my marshmallow. Our first question of the day is: I want to make a VTuber account. And my answer to that is just make a VTuber account. Go on YouTube, click sign up, and start making your account. Or do that for Twitch and like Twitter. Baka. All right, our next question is: I heard that all awesome live 2D modelers are taken up by the huge streamers. Am I doomed to start out with a free or a bad model? And I find this so interesting because the answer is no. You're fine to do a free or a pre-made model. Like, I don't know what you mean by bad model. Bad model makes it feel like it's bad art, which I don't want to like say that's the case. Yeah, no, you're fine. Also, the reason why a lot of like awesome live 2D modelers are, I guess, taken up by huge streamers is because usually those types of modelers are really expensive and only the big streamers can afford them, unless if you have like a lot of money. But I'm guessing you're probably talking about like clout, right? There are some live 2D modelers who some VTuber prefer because of their style with how they do the rigging. It really just depends on that. But there are so many live 2D modelers out there that I feel like if you did a bit more research and maybe checked out something like VGem, you might be able to find some like hidden gems there. Like, you really do need to do your research. There are so many different artists and modelers who can definitely bring your model to life, and they're not being taken up by all these other people. Usually the reason why they're in high demand is because people think that if they commission someone who a famous like VTuber commissioned, then suddenly they're going to be popular. That is not true, because I had one of my models made by Tsukimi, which is a very famous artist, and another big VTuber named Chibidoki had commissioned her. I didn't gain any clout from using that model. I had commissioned Tsukimi because I was being nice for a friend who really liked Tsukimi's art style, and I wanted to be nice and get a sister model with her. We never got any extra clout from that, so at least not from what I can tell based off of my analytics. So I really think that this whole, yeah, I'm gonna get so much clout if I do this, it really doesn't. So just keep searching. You're gonna find other modelers out there. You just have to look. Sorry, that was a little bit of a longer rant. It's just I feel like it's just so silly with sometimes. But with that, let's move on to our next question. Hi, in one of your last videos, you said something along the lines of get to know your audience by looking at the analytics. I have looked into my analytics, but I don't understand how and where I can see the data for things that my audience likes. Thanks for taking the time to answer our questions. You are welcome. I'm happy to answer your question. I'm wondering, where are you looking at for analytics? Are you looking at like Twitter, Instagram? Are you looking at TikTok or Twitch and YouTube? Because every platform has their own analytics dashboard. And if you're talking about YouTube specifically, sadly, YouTube doesn't really show you a lot of analytics about your viewership until you hit like a certain amount of subscribers or like watch time hours, because it doesn't have enough data on who's watching your content. But you can see on the YouTube dashboard, at least for your own videos, if people are clicking on it. Like, you can download the YouTube Studio app, because there are two different apps. There's the YouTube application you get on your phone, and then there's the YouTube Studio application. And the YouTube Studio app is specifically for all of like your data and analytics and checking up on your content and like the comments and stuff. So download that and see if that can give you some ideas. If anything, the most you can do is get ideas based off of like your videos, if they're getting clicks or not. That should be available to you. So that kind of start from there. Let's see if people are like actually clicking on your videos and what that click-through rate is and how long they're watching it. That should give you somewhat of an idea of if people are interested in certain things with your videos. Hopefully that helps you. All right, let's move on to our next question. Hi, Mari. Do you have any advice or ideas for reaching an audience as someone starting off as a VTuber who doesn't want to live stream, isn't an anime girl, and makes an animated comedy show using VTuber tech? Can I even call myself a VTuber? Do I belong? Well, if you're making content on other platforms like YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, I think that's fine. I don't really do a lot of live streams all the time on this channel that much anymore, but I'm still considered a VTuber. Like, if you want to be called a VTuber, then I think you are a VTuber, especially if you're using the VTuber tech to make a comedy show, which sounds amazing, by the way. Like, I highly recommend just experimenting and trying new genres and new niches for VTubing, because that is an untapped market. So good on you for wanting to try a comedy show. A lot of it is just mostly, well, making content that people want to click on. But yeah, you can still be considered a VTuber. Just call yourself one. I think you would still belong. Like, I don't know why so many people are like obsessed with this idea that you have to live stream to be considered a VTuber, because the original OG VTubers back in the day didn't even live stream. Like, they just made YouTube content. So don't put yourself down. You definitely belong. Like, don't question it because you see everyone else streaming. Like, you're fine. Hopefully that could help you. All right, let's move on to our next question. Would you rather have unlimited bacon but no more video games, or unlimited games but no games? I think I would rather have money. All right. I don't know. That's hard. I feel like bacon, as long as it's crispy bacon. All right. Enough silliness. Let's move on to our final question of the day. Do you concur that Western VTubing is not for males and should be considered a hostile environment for them? The sheer number of partnered females VTubers in comparison to partnered male VTubers, the general hate males get from viewers, and the fact male VTubers who are partnered mostly got there through clout chasing more entertaining content creators makes me believe there is a total lack of audience for males in the West. Your thoughts? What? My thoughts? Wow. That's kind of interesting that you would have the balls to, I guess, say that. Ooh, specifically say concur. I don't know what that is. That like another way to say agree? Okay. First things first, I would like to say that I think saying that all of the male VTubers who are partnered, which I'm assuming you're talking about Twitch partnership, not like YouTube verification or like 100K subscribers, got that through clout chasing more entertaining content creators. I don't know like who you're specifically talking about, because that feels very targeted towards a particular male VTuber that you probably don't like. Because I don't know, man, like I feel like when I look up male VTubers, they all have like their own unique content type. Like even when I look at their YouTube content, it's all pretty different. Like sure, some of it might be edited in a similar like way because I think they hire the same editor, but overall, like the content, their voice, their personality is all pretty different to me. I can't imagine like how every single male VTuber who's partnered on Twitch got there because they cloud chased more entertaining people. That doesn't make any sense. Like, do you have proof of that? Like, do you have proof of like who they were before they allegedly cloud chased and then their numbers after? Like, I feel like that's very hard to prove, because I have had people cloud chase me personally. I've had people who have tried to pretend to be my friend and then they just literally copy all the content that I do here on this main channel. They even copied like my bio and everything. I change my bio every couple of months just to kind of see like when like the cloud chasers will change their bio, and they do it. And so I just ignore them personally. Like I don't really care all that much, because to me, I'm like, I don't know, if you can't make content to grow on your own, then all right, that's you. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and worry about what other creators are doing. I'm just gonna focus on what I'm doing. But I am aware that there are people who copy me. So as someone who is aware of like what copying looks like, I am kind of curious who you think is cloud chasing like other creators and how that got them famous. Because chances are like this whole cloud chasing concept only really works if like the people who are collaborating shout each other out. And I mean like really shout each other out. Like for example, let's say I had like a friend and I did a bunch of collabs with them and I kept telling people, go check out this creator, go check them out, go support them. Then that person might get a little bit more exposure. But if you're just raiding into someone, if you do like the one offhand collab, the chances of that person growing and clout chasing from that other person doesn't really add up, because clout chasing kind of indicates that this person is begging and pleading to get these collabs so that way they can grow. And like, I don't know, that just seems really weird to me. That seems very weird that like you're saying this. It's in then saying like the general hate males get from viewers. I only really see that in like the idol aspect of VTubing, specifically the corpo side of it. It's really the only time I've ever really seen any hate. And that's not saying the entire corporate side of VTubers only watch females and they all hate males. For all I know, there's a lot of like male idol VTubers who are doing really well. I've especially seen this on Bilibili. A lot of like the male idol VTubers do really well on Bilibili. It is a huge thing there. I think Hollow Stars is still a thing too, right? Like they're still doing very well and they're very successful. Then you got Ninji Sanji, who is also very like successful male VTuber. So I'm not quite sure like what you mean by like the general hate males get from viewers. The only time that really applies is when female VTubers who make primarily girlfriend experience content collabs with males, because the idea behind it is that their girlfriend is collabing with a guy and that's like competition. That's like my understanding of that. And I don't even know if that's entirely accurate. So like I said, this general hate, I don't know where you're getting that from. Unless if you're talking about the sex pest male VTubers when they're harassing females, because then yeah, of course, when you're being a creepy weirdo, you are going to get people who don't like you. That makes sense. Now, in terms of the sheer number of partnered female VTubers in comparison to partnered male VTubers, are you talking about just Twitch? Because like, have you looked at Bilibili? Have you looked at any other like streaming content platforms? Are we only like comparing Twitch here? Because there are like I said, there's a huge male VTuber audience that exists, and I feel like you're looking at a small group of male VTubers, which tells me you got to get some more variety in your life, man. You really got to look around and like explore the waters of virtual content creation. I don't think it's a hostile environment. I think in general, content creation can be pretty hostile if you surround yourself with a lot of like negative environments. Like you probably should stop scrolling on Twitter and like 4chan or something, or whatever anonymous threads you're on, because that's the only way I could think of that you're in some kind of like hostile environment with all these creators. And like I can't imagine like where else you're seeing this. It doesn't make any sense to me personally. Like that just doesn't make any sense. Like no, I don't agree with that. I think if anything, the reason why there are so many more female VTubers in your perspective is that, well, a lot of people just like having a female avatar, because there's a lot of guys who use female avatars too. So like to me, I just see a lot of females because people just like female avatars, and I think that's fine. So I don't know, man. I feel like you wrote this to try to get some kind of like a rise out of me, and if anything, I'm more or less confused. I'm very confused on where you're getting this information from, but kudos to you. I don't know. Open up your mind and go explore the other realms of content creation, and maybe like surround yourself in a much more positive environment. I think you could use a little bit of like online detox and take some time to take care of yourself, Anon. I really hope you feel better. Oh, that was a doozy. Wow. Man, yeah, no, that is definitely gonna be the last question for today. That was way too much for my little smooth brain, and I need to finish eating my breakfast. So thank you so much for listening to another wonderful Mari Monday. If you'd like to submit your own question, I will leave the link down below. And I'll see you all again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, everything reminds you of something.